Man, I can't tell you how many emails I get from comics, random comics, basically not even sort of introducing themselves, just saying, hey, here's my video, take a look, I want a job. I want to show everybody how my comedy talents can get me work. Is that how you introduce yourself to somebody? Gimme, 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 gimme. Let me explain something to you. If you are actually consistently making people laugh in the club circuit, if you have an act of 15 minutes or more, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, where you're actually, tearing it up with audiences, then you have to start to think like a salesperson thinks, and not like a comedian. It's not gimme, gimme, gimme. Look, I get it. You're doing the hustle. You want the job. That's fine, but you're not going to get it just by asking for the job. You have to establish a relationship of some sort with the person you want the job from. So how do you do that? What if instead of just reaching out to somebody and asking for a job, you actually gave them something first, something of value? From the lessons I've learned over the years as far as getting on the phone and self-booking almost all my work, even going to the point of firing my manager and agent because I realized I was getting more work and better paid work than I was when I had my agent or my manager doing it for me. Because I was doing the hustle, I was creating relationships with people on the phone before I got the work. Now, not to say that my manager and agent didn't get me work, but I just seemed to be getting work that had more value to me and had a higher dollar value to me than the agent was. What if instead of just asking for the job, you did this? What if you gave them some value? For example, let me tell you a story about how a milk carton got me 38 weeks of work. So what I did was I actually ordered milk cartons, empty milk cartons from a company that manufactures milk cartons, got 100 of them. And then I took my headshot and shrunk it down to about this big, put a little caption on the headshot that said, have you seen this kid? And then I would use rubber cement and put it right on the side of the milk carton. That way it was easily peelable off. And on the back, it had my name, an email, and phone number. And they were able to kind of rub off that rubber cement. And so now it was a business card. Secondly, I would put my video, my headshot, and my bio inside the little milk carton. Send that to the comedy club I wanted to get work at. So I sent out 100 of them. Out of that 100 I sent out, I actually got back 38 weeks of work from that. So instead of just going out and asking for the job, why don't you deliver something of value first? Of course, when that milk carton arrived, it had value. Value in that it made them laugh. What a creative, interesting approach. So instead of that stack of manila envelopes that was sitting in the corner of the club manager's office with all these videos asking for work, they get this milk carton, this very interesting thing, kind of makes them giggle, changes their day a little bit, inspires. They open it up. There's my video headshot. Whose tape is getting watched first? That stack of manila envelopes that's sitting way over there in the corner, or this interesting milk carton that came in and made them laugh? How many of them called me and said, man, this thing showed up and just cracked me up, dude. I had to call you. 38 weeks I got out of that. There was this one booker, her name was Kathy. She booked 13 of the Funny Bones around the country. She was based in St. Louis at the main club in St. Louis. So I called her and I introduced myself and I basically flat out said to her, hey, Kath, I'm going to call you every week until I actually book a job with you because I think that I can bring you guys some nice solid comedy. I gave her my credentials. I said I'm just gonna keep being politely persistent, and my job is to just get work with you. So then one week I called her and I said, hey, I'm gonna call you next week, okay? And she says, well, next week I won't be here in the office because it's my birthday next week. And I said, wow, your birthday? And she goes, yeah, I'm gonna be 30. I go, oh, how does that make you feel? And she says, I'm just intimidated. I don't like that number 30. I don't feel like I'm 30. I don't want to be 30. So what I did, after I got off that phone call, I actually wrote her a birthday card that I made on my computer. Top 10 reasons you know you're turning 30. And then I sent it to her, a handmade card, sent it to her, and wrote a little note on the inside. And she loved it. In fact, she got it the day before her birthday, called me up and said, oh my God, What a great card. Nobody's ever done anything like this for me before. What? I mean, think about that. Here's this booker, and nobody's ever done anything for her before? So put yourself in their shoes. If you do something for them, maybe you'll get some kickback. Now, if you think like a salesperson, you'd understand that reciprocity is one of the biggest sales triggers. You know what reciprocity is? That means if I do something for you, you feel you want to be reciprocal to me. You kind of feel an urgency or a need to give back to somebody who gives to you. So when I sent her that card that I handmade with top 10 reasons you know you're turning 30, and she got it, she felt the need to return something to me. So she called me up and she goes, you know what? I'm going to book you now in South County. That's the club outside of the main part of St. Louis. So she booked me in the South County club, Funny Bone. So I go down there and I kick ass. Now she hears back from that club manager who I build a relationship with while I'm there. And he calls her, goes, fantastic. Then she's ready to book. She booked me 13 weeks. 13 weeks. But it took me a while, 30 phone calls, and a handmade birthday card that said top 10 reasons you know you're turning 30. And then she gave me 13 weeks of work. Is that worth it? Oh, you bet it's worth it. You know, think about what can I give? What can I give? What can I give? Rather than, hey, gimme, gimme, gimme. It's a game changer, man. First time I did work in Las Vegas at the Riviera, the entertainment manager there, guy who's running the room in Vegas, I found out what kind of wine he drinks, and I sent him a case of his favorite wine. You know, if somebody sends a bottle, that's one thing, but a real case of wine, that's a value. That's showing you're investing. So what happened? He booked me 4 times a year in that club, and while I was there, he usually gave me other gigs at the big shows, like at Splash or at Crazy Girls, or in the other showrooms in the hotel, and gave me extra money for that. So that case of wine went a long way. You know, do something for others before you expect them to do something for you. Give first before you receive. Got it? All right. So I hope this helped you, added some value to your day, and gave you some inspiration or some insight on how to book work. Do me a favor, leave me a comment. Go to Twitter at Joke Doctor and hashtag it with Ask the Joke Doctor, and leave a comment below. Love to hear from you.